Okay, so this is just a random live show. I do want to start doing these more. It's unlikely I'll get them into a regular slot again, but now and then I'll pop up with a live show. So yeah, I don't expect this to be super busy, but yeah, hopefully one or two will come and join me, and of course you can watch this back on YouTube. And yes, just open it up. I apologise for this camera here. I don't know what's so hazy. I have no idea. I've tried cleaning it. Here's just my built-in monitor camera, so I probably won't use it again. I'll just use another webcam. I do have a couple. This one's kind of set up to a decent angle. And yeah, I'm going to be working on this Warlord Titan for Adeptus Titanicus. So yeah, I apologise if the setup's a bit crap. I haven't done this for so long. My setup's changed slightly. I haven't got a light over this side now. I've just got one over here, so you don't want it there. So I apologise if it looks a little shadowy. I'm going to move that up there like so. But hopefully once I start painting, I'll hold them like this. You can see what I'm doing. Yeah, but I need a light sort of coming behind me, really. Or at least over here. I'll have to look into all that for when we start doing these up again, but this is just a setup I've been using to paint with lately. Obviously it's good enough for me to paint with, but yeah, for filming I'll get some other lights in. It's been so long since I've done one of these, but I just felt like I haven't done no painting all weekend and I needed the motivation, so I thought why not have a live stream. That'll help motivate me a little bit more. I might move this camera up a little bit. I literally only decided less than an hour ago to do this, so the setup's not great. There we go, that's good. I do apologise if it's so dark and shadowy. So yeah, I hope the connection's okay. Adam Rogers is here, he says hey. Hello. Thanks for joining me. I'm glad we're getting some people in to watch. I wasn't sure if anyone would even turn up, as it's quite random. But I need to move this window open so I can see the chat better. Oh, it's so long since I've done this, like I'm forgetting all my pre-stream routine, shall we say. So yeah, I'm just going to be painting this Warlord Titan. He's got no arms. I haven't even built the arms probably yet. Oh, a lamp fell over. There we go. They're very top heavy, these little lamps. There we go. I used to have them when no, I've still fallen over. Ah, this is brilliant. Great start. There we go. That should be okay. When I had the other setup, I actually had them stuck down with double-sided tape because they're so top heavy. So yeah, just a coat of Everland Sunset on the missile launchers. I'll show off how he's looking at the moment. These Warlord Titans seem to be taking an age for me to paint. And I've really lost motivation with them. Hence doing this stream. So I can sit down just for a couple of hours, crack on with this one, and hopefully get to a point where he won't be too far from completion. There's a lot of gold trim on these, and that does take up the majority of the time. Trooper Geo is here. Sup? Thanks for joining us, hope you're well. Oh, Sunday night. So, probably won't do many of these streams on Sundays. But I do want to start them up again. And I'll fit them in whenever I can. I don't know how well you can see him on camera. But I've got this sort of glossy, mottled sort of blue. You can just sort of see where it catches for light there. It's not great on the camera. If I hold it up to the camera, it's going to get darker. Need a light near that camera. There'll be pictures on our Instagram. I've been posting up stuff on our Instagram story and stuff. So you can follow us on Snap. We have an Adeptus Mechanicus bat rep going up tomorrow as well. This bottom camera seems a bit less hazy since I've moved the light, so maybe that was causing a lot of it. It's quite humid tonight, so my paint's drying up quite quick. I should get the wet palette out. I've got one of them everlasting wet palettes. If someone's been thinking about picking one of them up, I don't really recommend it. It's okay. It works as a wet palette, like any other wet palette, but I don't see how it stands out from the rest. Seems no different from any other wet palette I've used. I actually prefer the P3 one because you can just clip it shut rather than having just to put this band over it. Which is a bit of annoying, especially when you've got water sloshing around in there. So I'm going to get some Balthasar gold. I'm going to paint these bits at the top. And I want to paint all the missiles as well. So each individual little missile doesn't take too long really. I'll paint the top first. Need to shake this up a bit more though. Which blue have you used? So what I've done is I've sprayed the panels black, then I've took a sponge and I've sponged on Eshin Grey. Stick with me. Then I sponged on some Administratum Grey, just a little bit less. Then I used Ghost Tint Blue from the Minotaur Badger line, which I just airbrushed on. I've done an action. Then once that was all dry, I just sponged on Administratum Grey again, and then used Plasma Fluid over that. Another Minotaur Ghost Tint. And it's hard to see. I don't know if my plug for the other light's kicking about. I might set my other lamp up and show it off a bit better. Because the other lamp's only there, I can just bung it over here somewhere. But the plug is down there somewhere. You're probably not going to see much of me doing underneath the missiles. Thank you, yeah, that's come out quite nice. It's very shiny, the ghost tints do leave a really glossy look, but I quite like that. And I've got my other one done in the sort of yellow with black flames. I'm thinking of picking up a couple of Reavers and doing one in each style, but I haven't finished my notes yet. Jab had to borrow 3 of my notes for the bat rep. They're sort of half painted. They looked okay, they just needed a bit of gold trim done on their legs, really. Which is going to be very fiddly at that scale, but should be quite fun, I suppose. Could do with some better brushes, really, before I attempt that. So, just painting these things on top. I think they're like shield generators or something, aren't they? So much detail on these kits, and these kits are amazing. I'm very impressed with them. Very impressed. I fully magnetised the first one. Azaslanesh says, wow, very impressed thus far. Thank you. Yeah, I've painted all the fun bits, I'm afraid, so it's just going to be all crappy little details. I want to get the other lamps up so we can see them better. I've got to do a load of gold trim around here and around the missiles. The legs are done. The head's pretty much done. When I say done, I have got to wash all the trim and give it a little highlight, but I just want to get to the stage of having everything painted before I do all that. Yeah, so if I remember correctly, the plug should be down here. That's right here, the lamp's only here. Maybe I can put him over here and hope he doesn't fall over. Hey, there we go. Much better. So now you can see him a lot better. So that's how he's looking. Do you have any tips on painting Death Guard flesh? So, as he looks through his colours, I would start with like a very sort of, it depends how you want to go. If you want sort of more sort of human looking flesh, or more sort of abnormal sort of demon style flesh, because I have a few ways that I do it. I've actually got some plague bearers here that I've done in like a blue, which would work quite well. I don't really know what focus does it. But if you want to do more like a sort of human flesh, what looks a bit sort of rotted, then you could start with like your skin tone, but then maybe wash it with like Phonium Camo Shade, or wash it with even Druchii Violet or Cabo Crimson, depending if you want some more purple or red or green. And there's loads of different ways. You could even start with something like maybe Ogren Camo, and then sort of start like a green, and then sort of work up sort of lighter colours. Maybe add a bit of purple in the recesses and that. Yeah, loads of different ways for doing the Death Guard. I keep meaning to do some more stuff for mine. So, just painting some trim. There'll be a lot of this in this stream. I do apologise. I'm using a lot of the Retributor armour. I do recommend watching. Go on our like miniature painting tutorials playlist, and you'll find the tutorials for Horticulus Slimax. So if you want to achieve like a green or a blue skin tone, you can follow the tutorial there. Yeah, Ogren camo with a flesh shade could look quite cool. And then maybe work up to some more sort of pale, lighter colours, so maybe mix some white or some Screaming Skull in with the Ogren camo for when you do your highlights and that. Work quite cool. Because you want the skin to sort of be a bit sort of pallid afterwards. Or even pallid witch flesh mixed in. My first night did take a little longer because trim was actually a custom gold colour I'd mixed up because I just didn't have quite the right shade that I wanted. So having to mix that up every time I painted the trim was really annoying. But I think this one seems like it's taken ages because I haven't worked on it that much. I've had quite a lot of free time this weekend, but I've filled it up with errands around the house. And last night I went out. I haven't really been out much lately for obvious reasons, so I had the chance to go out last night. That was good. Give this a little bit more of a shake. It's not too bad. I love Retributor armor. one of my favourite metallics. Definitely my favourite Citadel metallic. Although the bar's not very high there. So I got my email address down the bottom, as before. Anyone wants to send me any pictures of what they're working on or what they've painted, I can share them with everyone else. If you do though, just let me know in the chat because my email client's not open at the moment. I'm trying to just save RAM on this old ramshackled machine. We are going to do some streams in the future from the laptop, which will be a lot quicker and a hell of a lot better. It's twice as powerful as this, so. But there'll be slightly different streams because we'll be doing games. We want to do some D&D as well. But we're going to have like an Age of Sigmar twist. So it'll all be set in the Mortal Realms. Because right now there isn't an Age of Sigmar role-playing game. I know there is one in the works. But obviously... I say I'm quite familiar with D&D rules. Jab, who's hopefully going to be DM and only knows 4th edition. Whereas I know 5th. Well, I'm starting to get familiar with 4th. I know a lot of people don't like it. So we'll probably end up mixing a bit of 4th and 5th. It's going to be like a custom game thing anyway, so we're not really that hell-bent on the rules. As long as we've got sort of basic mechanics we can work with. But that is something I'm really looking forward to. That's different from what we normally put out on the channel. It won't be like a major thing that will be replacing what we do. It will be in sort of addition to. There's a little ways off. We're going to have a few practice games first. Level up our characters as well. Have you seen the Realm of Chaos on Warhammer Community? I saw the little announcement of it. Have they put up any more details recently? Looks like it's going to be Slaanesh versus Khorne. How's the video playing for everyone? Hope it's alright. I haven't got my green bar, I've got a orange one, which is not normally good. But see, it appears to be playing okay this end. See, when we stream stuff from the laptop, we won't have that issue. Heard rumours of new Fiends of Slaanesh and Khorne Zangors. Ooh, interesting. I mean, Slaanesh needs a lot of love. Yeah, I did hear, well, obviously, Beasts of Chaos are going to get Zangors, so yeah, having like the Slaanesh and Khorne ones as part of Beasts of Chaos as well could be quite cool. But if they're getting them, then we need to get Pestigors for Nurgle. That's what we need. Bring them back. They were cool. I guess they'd have different. They'd be called something different rather than Zangors. I don't know. Zangors seems very sort of Zinch style name. But that's cool. We do need a lot of stuff for Slaanesh. I'm hoping they'll eventually get a World Eaters and Emperor's Children codexes. Slangors, yeah. Yeah, what we need World Eaters and Emperor's Children's codexes. And there needs to be some sort of Slaanesh style book for Age of Sigmar as well. Need a new Keeper of Secrets. Oh, I'd like to see Fulgrim and Angron as well. So much, there's a lot what Chaos need, especially in 40k. There's a lot of rumours that towards Christmas there's going to be some Chaos releases. That'll make me very happy, make my wallet very sad. I'm pretty much like redoing most of my Chaos now with like just the new stuff. Just selling off all the old stuff, because like even just regular Chaos Space Marines and Khorne Berserkers and stuff, they just look so goofy compared to the Thousand Suns and the Plague Marines and that. So it needs a big sort of Chaos release to renew my interest in 40k really. Although if Sisters of Battle, we'll probably end up doing that. That might be it for the trim. Probably isn't now I've said that, but for now. So I'm just going to go back to Balthasar Gold. So even though it's been shook a little while ago, I need to shake it again. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm parched. It's so humid in here. So yeah, going back to Balthasar Gold. Painting in a few little details. Ideally, I'd like to have kept the blue on there and on that bit as well, but because it's all airbrushed, I can't be asked to sort of mask everything up just to do that. I should have kept these off really. But never mind, I think they look pretty cool in yellow. touch these up just a little bit. We get in every little bit. I'll paint the centre piece or central piece. Yeah, different colour as well. Don't really want any of these what lying around, do you? What have we got? No. Look up here. That could be quite nice. Viking gold from scale 75. Regular viewers will know I'm a big fan of that line of paints. I'll paint that into there. Oh, I apologise. I'm quiet doing this bit. Do jump in the chat if anything you guys want to talk about. Or any questions you might have. Anything really. Anything goes. Or keep it clean. Or cleanish. Obviously that's not always been the case in the past. So, 34 minutes in. I'm quite happy with progress so far. Just goes to show how much you can get done if you actually just sit down and take the time to work on the miniatures. Because I have them on my computer desk, it's normally a case of just a little bit here and there in between doing whatever I'm doing. It's one of the main reasons of doing the show tonight, just so I can just sit down and get on with it, as I mentioned earlier. I'm starting to get a bit fed up with painting knights, or titans even. We keep calling them knights, we do that a lot on the back rep as well. Keep saying knights when they're titans. Beth says hi. Hello Beth, hope you are well. Not seen you on the chat for a while. Hope you've had a good summer. Good, good. It's gone so quick. I can't believe it, we're already in September. Never used to go so quick when I was younger. But the older you get, the quicker it goes. That's how he's looking now. So yeah, I'll post some pictures on our Instagram and on our Snapchat. All our social media stuff is just Bitzbox, so you just search for Bitzbox. Then I don't know if the links are down in the bottom or not. But yeah, I'll post a picture up on our Instagram later, and I'll stick one up on our Snapchat so you can sort of see the blue a bit better. But this camera really doesn't sort of do it justice. Not saying it's like amazing work of art, but it does look slightly different. There's a lot of shine coming off it as well. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it just goes so quick. I feel like I haven't done anything all summer. No Karen Edge on Snapchat. Cool, yeah, it's just Bitzbox. I'm trying to use that a bit more. Because it's cool just to post up sort of work. I really like sort of the Snapchat and the Instagram stories of just posting up sort of work in progress stuff. I think it's really cool for that. So then your actual sort of main Instagram feed is more sort of completed stuff. I've got a little bit of gold on the blue, which is really annoying. But with these, there we go. Just mop it up with a wet brush. What I tend to do after I've used the ghost tints and that, I give them a gloss varnish. Or, well, no, in this case it was a satin, I think. They're quite glossy anyway, you don't really need a gloss. But I think, yeah, satin varnish I think I used. But either way, just give them a varnish. So then if you do get paint on them, you can remove it quite easily. There's nothing worse than taking time to make it look really nice and then getting paint on it. So I'm just going over some of this gold trim just to make it as solid as possible. And then I think what I'll do is I'll give all of that a wash. I'm waiting for this top bit to dry so I just agrax it. I'll probably do sepia, seraphim sepia, on the gold areas. That's quite nice. Yeah, it's just little bits of these gold areas where I just need a little bit of touching up just to get it solid as possible. It'd be a lot easier if I had better brushes. I'm waiting for that. You can. I know it's a snap. Oh yeah, it's got a notification. What's cool with Snapchat? You can add multiple apps of it to use different accounts. So there's no sort of switching between the accounts, which is weird. There we go. I like under my quick add, I've got my own personal one as an option. I add myself. Now what I'll do, whilst it's open, I'll take a picture of it. And I'll post one up on our Instagram story as well. There we go. This is great video, but I've got to do something while the paint's drying, right? Where are we? So, also got a message. What's that Adeptus story? Also got a message. There's so some heroes for Age of Sigmar. Some of the old fantasy ones are up for 1 week only. So we've got focus. It's really cool. I really like that. Now, a Bretonnian guy. I'm gonna have to pick him up for my Bretonnian army. And that's why Jab sent me the message. So much he is. I'm going to do a video on my Bretonnians. This is the one I picked up off eBay. And I'm not even going to repaint them, I'm just going to add, well, I'll probably redo like its gold areas, but the actual mount, just going to rebase them in that. But yeah, he's quite cool. I'm going to do an update on my Bretonnian army. Show off all the stuff I've got painted and where we are at the moment. Got this little damsel as well. I think I've got everything now off eBay that I want for the army. So that's really cool. But I do have more than one account on Snapchat. Yeah, I've got a personal one as well. I'll message you the username for that later if you want. And for those watching, I know Beth personally. It's not like it's not me just sending random Snapchat details to random people. Yeah, I'm liking how that gold's looking. I'm just waiting for this scale 75 paint to dry. But what I'll do in the meantime, we'll start on shading on the actual gold. Well, I've noticed actually before we do that, there is just a little bit of trim on the feet. So again, I should have done these bits blue, but they are yellow as well. The yellow does break up quite nicely though. So I can't remember what house this is for the Titans. I'm sure you guys know. But I still don't even know how to play the game yet. Although I watched Wayne and Jab play it for our bat rep. Seems quite fun. Jab actually converted up the plasma weapon for his Warlord. Seems really cool. It looks amazing. They were saying that in a lot of bat reps they've watched, for Warlord Titans don't seem to die. But I will, without giving too much away, that wasn't the case in their game. So yeah, that's going live tomorrow. Hopefully in the morning if I remember to publish it. It's all ready to go. Morgan Reynolds say hey. Hello, thanks for joining us. As you can see, I'm painting a Warlord Titan. So much gold trim. I haven't got the guns here, they're sort of like half built. They're not even undercoated yet. Oh, I've got one here, so they're not even ready to do. Oh, excuse me. I wish I'd actually got them primed. If I actually planned to do this earlier, I'd have had them primed and ready to go, but I literally only decided to do a live stream about an hour before I went live. Thank you. I'm really happy with this one. There we go. Okay, so bear with me, I'll be with you guys in a minute. Right, so Seraphim Sepia. There's so many different washes you can use on gold. I like to use Druchii Violet a lot. Carabao Crimson works really well. Got nice warm gold. But for this instance, I'm going to use Seraphim Sepia, and I'm also going to just stick it in the yellow as well. Just that little bit of an edge. Hey, Morgan Reynolds says, quick question. I'm looking to get some Sequitur heads, but the male and female variants don't match. The male head is a female and male head. Which is which? Hope you can help. Hang on, I've got to try and process what you're saying. So is it that you don't know which is a female head or which is a male head on them? We've got them on our website. Probably all the heads sold out because they sold out really quickly. I believe you get 2 female heads and the rest are males. Are these like the helmeted ones? Or are you talking about the bare-headed ones? Because obviously the bare-headed one's a bit more obvious, but if you're talking about the helmeted ones, they are a little bit harder to tell apart, but you can tell them apart. If you've got them side by side, the female ones are usually a little bit slimmer in the face. And if you're buying them off our website, the female ones are usually slightly more expensive. Because they are a lot more popular. So I'll do a bit in the yellow as well. On Bitzbox website it says the variants are mixed. Oh really? Other pictures are the wrong way around, are they? Oh, I didn't realise that. Shows how hard they are to know. Well, basically, if you buy a female head, if it says female head, you'll get a female head. Don't worry about the pictures. I'll swap them over. They're probably just labelled up wrong. Yeah, go with what the product says rather than what the picture is. So, we're not even halfway yet, and I've already done more on this Titan than I've done for the whole weekend. Mr. Mini Dreams, hello. Thanks for joining us. I'm really happy with how many people have been coming and going this evening. I really didn't expect like anyone to turn up because it's just such a random decision to do a stream. But we've had a few people in, which is really good. Good to see some familiar names and some new ones as well. Always really cool. noticed for some reason I haven't painted gold trim up that little bit there. No idea why. So I've got the space for the shields. What on earth have I done with the shields? They're still on the sprue. So I'm going to cut them off and we'll paint the trim up for them as well and get them glued onto the miniature. That's something that'll do on this stream. Are you going to stock any Titanicus stuff in your store? Probably not. At least not now. In the future, I definitely want to do a lot of the specialist game stuff. I'd really like to do Blood Bowl, even Shadespire, and eventually Titanicus. Problem with these sort of kits is people will buy the guns and shit, but they won't buy the main body. And so when you spend like 65 quid on one of these and sell the guns for like 20, you're left with a lot of plastic that's hard to shift. I know I could probably make money selling individual knights and stuff, but who knows? Just space as well. I sort of worked out if GW keep releasing stuff the way they do, I'll probably run out of space in about 4 years. I'll buy the main body. I'm looking to expand my Death Guard style house. Cool. That sounds awesome. Well, that's something I'll have to bear in mind then. Obviously I stock Necromunda stuff, and Necromunda stuff sells amazingly. But that's to be expected, really. So I'll go around the head as well. The head sort of needs this wash. There's not much to break up the gold and the yellow. That sounds really cool. In Nurgle, it sort of lends himself so well to conversions on Knights and Titans. Well, even anything Chaos, really. People have made some brilliant stuff. Oh, I just need to pull myself forward a bit. Okay, so now done the legs. Okay. Oh, I love how washers just make everything look better. A lot of rivets, and the wash just helps them pop out just a little bit more. That's really cool. You're both sort of doing a similar thing, but different enough. That's really cool. Oh yeah, I've got some of this wash on the leg. Never mind, I'll go over that. Speaking of like a cleaner style, I'm thinking that's probably what I'll do with this one. My other one had like battle damage and stuff on him, but I think we'll leave that on this one. The blue's too nice and shiny to be all dirtied up. With these feet bits, I'm just going to wash all over them. Really make that yellow pop. I need to send you pictures of conversion Lord of Contagion that I finished as the Lord of Despair. Yeah, please do. If you do send some pictures through, just let me know. I sort of missed a trim on there for some reason, because I haven't got my email client open at the moment. Just trying to save as much of my precious RAM as I can. Yeah, it's just quite a static model. I did convert one myself. I don't know if I've got it lying around actually. Bear with. This is one that I converted myself. It's probably appeared in my... There's a video I've done on the conversion series in our playlist where I was like Nurgle Lords, I think, or Death Guard Lords. It is a static pose. If Mr. Mini Dreams has done a bit more to a pose, that would be awesome. But it is a hard pose to convert. But I just like giving him a scythe, different head. Little symbol on the shoulder pad, not really much. Little icon. There's not much there, but yeah, just not what focus does it. Must do some more for my Death Guard because I love them. One of the first armies I ever collected. Well, I did Night Lords first, then I did Death Guard. I absolutely love Chaos. Hand up looking like an extremely deformed Typhus. I'm really not a massive fan of the Typhus miniature. I converted mine up to be more like the original pose. Right, so I'm just painting a trim on the shield. I'll have to do half and then half. So if you are planning on doing one of these yourself, I do recommend keeping as many of the armor plates off as you can. These ones are all painted separately and then super glued on after. Only the head was already on. These little ones around the legs are a nightmare. Just the legs in general are a nightmare. I really don't like them that much. I had to take this apart and reposition it slightly before I put the leg plates on because they just wouldn't go on because of how the legs were positioned. Oh god, I've gone really wild there. Mop that up. There we go. go to my Facebook channel, Mr. Mini Dreams, and my name, David Sean. Send me a friend request and I'll send you pictures. Awesome. There you go. So, I might risk just getting an email client open and ready. I apologise if the stream's just gonna go slow. But while there's only a couple of you in here, be a good time to do it. You're not going to miss much. Just waiting for some paint to dry at the moment. Right. Okay. So I think the gold's dry enough for me to handle. I will be putting the transfers on as well. Might not do it in the stream, but who knows? I will get to a point where there won't be much else I can do, so yeah, now it's going a bit slow, I see. So, I don't know if anyone can even hear me at the moment. If you're watching back on YouTube, it's probably okay. I'll glue these shields on before I do any more to them. So yeah, it's a connection a bit better. I don't know. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me or not. That's the thing, it's really annoying. And when someone will send me an email as well, that will go slow. So, what to do next? That is the question. Just over an hour in. Really good going. I think this bit on top must be dry enough for an Agrax wash. Must be. My Agrax pot is a lot lower than it was a couple of weeks ago. Had a good old fashioned spillage. So depressing. Could have probably used a better brush than this. It hasn't got the most flexible bristles in the world. how's the baby doing? Yeah, she's doing great. She's 6 months now already. It's going so quick. But yeah, she's doing great. Her and my partner are staying at her mum's tonight because her mum doesn't live nearby. So, and they're going out early in the morning, so she's staying over tonight, which gives me time to do the stream, which is really good. She does that from time to time, which is probably when I'll start doing streams, but yeah, they're both doing great. I've got some Agrax around her feet. But yeah, 6 months. She's already sitting up now, eating little bits of food. It's crazy. Only seems like yesterday she was born. She'll soon be crawling and walking before I know it. And then, yeah, all my paints will be on the top shelf. That's one of my biggest fears. She gets hold of any of these paints, just, you know, get an Agrax Earthshade and just throw it on the Titan, you know. Everything will be put up. So yeah, doing the Agrax on the feet, but just make them look a little bit different. There we go. I think I'm going to go around this bit with Agrax as well. Why not? And I'm also going to go around with missile pods. So I'll break up this metal. And that actually really makes the missiles pop a lot more. I'd actually show you on camera. That'd help. Well, that's still hard to see on camera, but yeah, they really sort of pop more with that wash. So we've got a chest plate bit. Don't notice it isn't on there. Is that still on the sprue? I believe it is. So that's another bit I'm going to get painted and added to the night this evening as well. Yeah, it's coming along really well. If I can get to a point where I just need to do the guns, then I'm very happy. Readjust. I've got one of them kneeling chairs now, so I've got no back support with it. I must admit my back does actually feel better since I've had this chair, so one of them things, this hobby can affect your health in many different ways, you know, whether you're working with fumes from paints and aerosols or doing your back in from slouching over a lot. The hidden dangers of miniature wargaming, eh? I'm curious to know how sort of like people on the heavy metal team sort of deal with that sort of situation. So yeah, I'm just painting this a little bit. So a lot of these armor panels were just painted on the sprue. Now, where you cut the sprue off is normally where the trim is. So none of that blue is affected, which is really nice. Yeah, highly recommend painting them that way if you do your own. Okay, so I assume it's that way up. Yeah, it must be. So I'll probably glue these bits on before I wash them. Before I give them a sepia wash. Be easier to wash them when they're on the actual night. And that wash is sort of drying now. I could even texture his base this evening as well. So yeah, we've still got quite a little while to go. And yeah, I'm really happy with my progress. Really happy. So while we're waiting for stuff to dry, there's some little lenses in there. Now really I should have just painted that a little bit first before I glued the head together, but never mind, you can't really see a lot of it. So I'm just going to go in the red. And we've got a lot of cables and stuff to do as well. So I've got to decide on a colour for them. I'm thinking like orange or red. Nice contrasting colours with the blue. So we can get them painted as well. I'm just going to go in on the lens. Very careful. One right in the middle as well. Try not to get on that gold. Got a little bit on there. We can just brush it away. It's always nice to have just a wet brush and a dry brush hand, just to wipe away excess paint if you make a mistake. So that's cool. I'll do a little wash in there as well. A little non-oil wash. It's just a little bit to remove from the edge. Nice. Of course you can't. Well, I suppose you can see the lenses in there just about. See little blobs of red. Okay. So this is pretty much dry now. So that's going to glue on there. So always use super glue if you've got painted pieces. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know that. As plastic glue doesn't work so well once there's paint on the pieces. I use a Loctite because I think it's brilliant. I can't even see what I'm doing here. That goes on there. There we go. Just a little bit just under his chin. Goes on there. I love that you've even got like the little guns under there. It's really cool. I don't know if they do much in game, but I noticed from Wayne and Jeb's game there's a lot of guns that only do sort of damage against the shields and that. But then these are the Warlord Titans, so once we got the Reavers and the Warhounds in, a lot of the smaller fire weapons, you know, will probably do a little bit more. You know, this is one of the larger Titans, so let's get them shields on as well. And I'll put little transfers on them at some point. Ah, nice. So, what next? I'm going to let that glue dry a little bit. See, these armor pals over here are for the guns, so they don't need doing. And I'm going to non-oil in his face. That'll be my next job. So we'll get the non-oil. I also need to dry brush on the top. So I'll do that next as well. Oh, and we've got the cables too, so... And I'll probably go red with the cables just because I hate orange. I've never used a good orange paint, and if you guys know of a good orange paint, and I mean a good orange paint, then let me know, because I find the pigment in orange is horrible. It just separates, and yeah, it's hard to get smooth finishes with oranges sometimes. It's really not good. So, try not to knock that light over. These are so top heavy, these lights, they're crazy. I'll have to stick that one down. I went on eBay a few weeks ago and bought a load of makeup brushes because I read somewhere that they're really good for dry brushing, and Wow, are they good? Really good. And they're so cheap. These were really cheap. I'll take this one. Yeah, I highly recommend using makeup brushes for dry brushing. Buy them online. If you go in a shop and buy makeup brushes, you might get some funny looks. But, unless you're a female, of course. But, yeah, I mean, they look like really nice brushes anyway. All synthetic, obviously, because they're quite cheap. And we are going to dry brush with some Necron compound. And that's going to be on these areas up here. Well, I was saying that, the wash still isn't fully dry. It is on the top areas, I believe, though. So I'm going to we'll start by just doing the top, I think. Yeah, we'll just do the top. It's just right down the bottom here, it's just still a little bit wet. So, I have like an old pillow case that I just wipe paint on when I'm dry brushing. Save me having to get paper towel all the time. This thing served me really well. I've been using it for years. You can use an old t-shirt or something. And that's a little tip I picked up from Chris at Mini Wargaming. He uses that an old t-shirt. But yeah, I found since using these makeup brushes, dry brushing has been a lot better. Get back of these as well. Underdog Paintings here, how are we doing? We are doing great. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well yourself. As you can see, I'm working on a Warlord Titan. The title probably gave it away as well. He's coming along really nicely. I really regret that I just didn't get the guns primed before this. If I was planning ahead, I would have done, because we could have been working on them as well. But I've got all the cabling to do, and I will come back and dry brush these little areas as well once the shades dry. But yeah, I've got all the cabling to do, so I think I'm going to use like a dark red, like a corn red. Submarine Dream says Bazza, yeah. It's good to have you here. I was saying earlier, it's good to see some of the regulars and some of the guys I know of Facebook groups and stuff, Underdog Painting being one of them. So yeah, I think red's not a bad choice for the cables. It adds a little bit more colour to the miniature as well. I know he's like blue and gold, so it's not colourful enough, but helps break up a little bit. I did purple cables on my other one, and that actually looked really nice, but I just kept it again. I kept it with a very dark purple. You want the cables to be sort of dark, really. You don't want them to be too bright. You don't want them to sort of draw attention away from the other details, so you know, that sort of dark red there. They're not really jumping out and catching your eye, but they're still red at the same time. These ones here. On the desk. There we go. Thank you. As I was saying earlier in the show, there is going to be an Adeptus Titanicus battle report going up on the channel tomorrow between Wayne and Jab. Jab used my yellow Warlord as well as his. They both had 2 Warlord Titans each and 6 knights. Wayne has actually got some really nice looking knights as well. And then Titans. His Knights are nice and his Titans are even nicer. And they're all fully magnetised as well. My yellow one is, but this one won't be. I just noticed there's little areas on the blue where I've put the wash around the edge. And that's gone really matte, so I'll go back over that with some blue. What are they called? Ghost tints. And that'll bring that shine right back. Wow, that's gone really matte over them. Don't put washes over the ghost tints. They go really, really matte. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. I don't think you can. But it's only sort of around like little edges. So that's another thing I'm going to do. Just getting some painting done. I'm so far behind in my commission, but I'll smash it. Yeah, that's how I feel with this. Like, behind where I want to be, so I thought I'd do a live show, get me motivated, get me sitting down for 2 hours. And then I can get a lot done. And I've got more done than I actually thought I would, so that's good. Must be tough when you're doing commission work as well. Like, that's where it gives you a little bit of a kick up the bum because you're doing it with someone else and you've got to get it done. Well, I guess the pressure's there. The pressure's there just to make it look nice as well. I find if I'm trying to get stuff out quickly, I lose quality a little bit, but of course you can't do that on commission work. So I'll try and get him in shot a bit more. Do you think they'll do a new version of Epic? Yes, I do. I think if they've seen the success of this, because this seems quite successful, they'll certainly either expand this to be more like Epic, which is what I think they might do. They'll at least like add vehicles and stuff to this, so it'll be a bit more like Epic. But yeah, I'd like them to. Maybe they'll even do Warmaster again one day. Well, no doubt that'll have a different name. Epic could be rebranded as well, mind you. So, I'm not sure there's that many more. Yeah, I'm not sure there's any more sort of cable. I'm sure a lot of the cables are on the guns and that. Which again, I do wish I had primed. Sorry, bear with me. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna grab my Ghost Tint Blue and just. Yeah, if I can find it. There we go. So I went into the local games workshop and it looks like Kill Team has taken over and Lord of the Rings stuff looks great. Yeah, I know Wayne and Jab are getting massively into the Lord of the Rings again, so hopefully they'll do a game for the channel in the future. I haven't actually played any Kill Team, but I do like Shadow War and I like Necromunda, and I know it's a similar type thing. I'm in the middle of building a... Oh, excuse me. I'm in the middle of building the Gene Stealer Cult Kill Team. I do want to do some more videos on that as well, actually. So yeah, just putting this Ghost Tint back over these areas. Hopefully it'll dry like how it's looking now, because that's just fixed it like straight away. But I won't know until it's dry. I was hoping the Ghost Tint would just sort of, the wash, sorry, would just make that area look a little bit darker, but it hasn't. It's sort of just made it look like it's a really flat area, and that's just not what I want. It's hard to describe it, but if you see it in person, you'd think it looks awful. It's a little bit over the top as well. Emerald Phantom is here. Hello. Hope you're well. Thanks for joining us. And there we go. So hopefully this Ghost Tint will dry and it'll look all lovely, and that'll fix that a little bit, because right now it looks spot on. Just a little bit around that bottom bit. Just in there. Nice. Close I did to my non-oil. So, I'm trying to work out what to do next. We could actually get the decals on tonight as well. I thought there'd be a bit more in terms of cabling. I do want to do the base, but I'll probably leave that to the end, because obviously that's going to take a long time to dry. I'm just putting astrogranite down, then a few little rocks after. That's all I'll be doing there. And we can put some non-oil on the cables as well. I think they're probably dry enough now. So that'll be the next thing to do. Just use a little brush for that. I'll deepen this red even further. But I will highlight it as well. Maybe just going with a little dry brush. I might paint this little door at the back as well. The back end is just so much silver, so I think I need to sort of break up a bit. So I'll paint that little door gold. Why not? I like that you've even got little railings on the back. You can't see them too well. It's like a little walkway bit. It's quite cool. I mean, an actual person would be minute compared to this. It'd be like a grain of sand almost. So, if I actually knew where the transfer sheet was. There we go. So I've got the instructions here. So it's Legio Astorum. That's who I'm doing. They have some really cool transfers as well. What Legio Astorum. And I'm going to do the same ones that they've got on the picture because they do look cool. So I think it's... Well, I'm not sure what that one is actually, whether it's actual transfer on the sheet. I don't know. It looks like that middle one, but not as detailed. So I'm going to use that middle one, I think. Yeah, we're going to use that, so... Okay. I do know I need to do a bit more to the trim on the shields actually as well. So I don't think I've even given them a shade wash yet. But I can do that quickly while transfer is absorbing moisture. The dragon in the new Lord of the Rings set is amazing. Yeah, it's a really nice miniature. I do really like the Lord of the Rings stuff. I would get into it, but I've just got so much shit to paint. I shouldn't even have got into Adeptus Titanicus, really. I've got this Bretonian army to work on. Got loads of Death Guard to do. It never ends. So I mentioned earlier, don't know who was here then, but we're going to start doing a bit of D&D. And we might stream some on the channel as well in the future. But we're going to like set it in the Mortal Realms. Because I know there will be a Age of Sigmar role-playing, but in the meantime we're going to just use D&D rules. Jab wants to use 4th edition, which I know isn't the most popular, but we'll probably mix in some 5th edition elements. But I'm really excited for that, so obviously we'll be doing some miniatures for that. I might even do a little conversion video. I'm going to do a Excelsior Wall Priest. That's who I'm going to play. Play him as a human cleric. I think it'll be fun. We're going to do it in addition to what we already do on the channel, so it's not going to be replacing anything. But it could be a fun little thing to stream. And how to play D&D would be nice, I never get it. We probably won't even play it how it's meant to be played. There's loads of videos online. I'm a big fan of Critical Role, which I think I discovered through someone on this chat once, way back. And that's always good to watch if you want to sort of understand it. Just watching other games. Once you get past the character creation and stuff. The combat's really simple. And thanks for joining, Harry. It's good to see you in the chat. Gary Evans says, hi, nice work on Titan. Thank you. This transfer sheet is quite large. This transfer. I don't know if that's a wise idea, putting that one on the shield. I need to get it dead center. I'm so pedantic when it comes to that. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really happy with how he's coming along. I've got a nice sort of mottled sort of blue. I don't know how well the camera picks it up. You can see it on the thigh plate. Very easy to do, just using ghost tints and stuff. And as our ghost tint is dry, and that is looking alright actually, that's good. I made a bit of a balls up. See, I want one of these smaller ones. I made a bit of a balls up when I was just putting some shade wash on, and that went onto the ghost tinted areas, and it just looked really weird because it was really matte, and they're like really glossy, and it just looked very strange. And obviously I used sepia wash, so it had a sort of little yellow into it. How do you get the shine on the blue armour? So I mentioned it earlier on, and I'll go through how I painted it again. So they're a sprayed black. Then I just dabbed on some Eshin grey with a sponge. Then I dabbed on some Ministratum grey with a sponge. Just sort of a bit less though. Then I used Ghost Tint Blue from Minotaur Badger, which is right here actually. Looking a bit used. Once that was dry, I then did Administratum Grey again, and then I went over with Ghost Tint Plasma Fluid, and these just leave a really glossy finish, so that's how we get the shine. They're just really glossy, I don't know why. Oh, and then I had a satin varnish on the top as well, which obviously helps a little bit. You can put a flat coat on if you want to make it less glossy. But you probably need 2 or 3 layers of flat coat to really take this shine away, because they are very shiny. Oh, this doesn't want to come off. There we go. I quite like the Leger Storm transfers, they're quite cool. Do you have any advice on how to paint purple war paint? Keep your paint thin, definitely. When you're doing war paints and stuff. So keep it thin. I would use Nagroth Night to start with. Paint on where you want it. And then maybe go over it with a lighter purple, but leave sort of the Nagroth Night around the edges. Or you could do it the other way around, but I think it'd be easier to start with the darker and to the light. That's how I'd sort of do war paint. And obviously just look at reference pictures as well. Mr. Moon Dream says, well, I'm at work now. Enjoy your painting tonight. Talk with you all soon. Okay, enjoy your work on this late Sunday evening. So there's our little transfer. Brush. And he, oh no, wrong way around, come on. These aren't that easy to work with on the miniature, there we go, look. Just needs to be nudged across just a little bit. There we go. That one looks a lot better than the other one. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the other one or not. I don't know. Not terrible. But that one looks good. That's very nice. I don't use transfers a lot on miniatures. I'm not a massive fan of them, but I don't know. Knights and Titans just seem to scream out for them. Does help break it all up a little bit. So I'm going to use one of these ones as well. I'll put one more on. I'll put one on the leg. I will put some more on later as well. But while I'm waiting for stuff to dry, I'll do that, and then I'll do the base. We'll do the base after as well. But yeah, he's really come along really well. I'm gonna have to start streaming a little bit more if I want to get shit done, because I don't really just have the chance to sit down and do stuff. So, they'll just be whenever. I'm really happy with how many people we've got on. It hasn't been too far away from just a typical stream that we had before, and they were sort of frequent. So to have sort of a random one and then still get a lot of people jump in and out, I think that's brilliant. And if you've done this at home, maybe have a cutting mat or something down. As you can see, my desk is appalling, so I really don't care. But if you've got a nice surface, then yeah, put a cutting mat down. I'm actually quite happy with the camera angle I've managed to get this evening as well. All them previous streams I've done, I don't think I had the camera angle as nice as this. There we go. I've only just managed to get that off right. Whenever it's cool as well, I can watch it later if I can't be live on board. Always nice to paint along with. Yeah, I mean, that's the main sort of purpose of these, is just for us to sit around and paint, get some hobby done. And yeah, they all go up on YouTube. So, I think maybe about half hour to an hour after I finish streaming it, normally just goes up on YouTube. And yeah, tomorrow we'll have a first Adeptus Titanicus battle report, so really cool. And I think later in the week, if I get round to filming it, which I hope I should, I'll do an update on my Bretonian army. So I've still got loads of Bretonian knights. They're all over the place. I've got one, well, I've got about 8 sitting there. Gonna get them rebased and painted. Been working on my Queston knights as well. I really need to finish painting them. I might do a tutorial for a Queston knight, because that has been requested. So it just doesn't want to focus, does it? It just does not want to focus. I like the one with the banner as well. I think it's quite cool. I mainly use Greatsword bits. You guys might have seen the conversion video for that already. There's a couple other conversion videos I want to do in the future as well. We'll do some more Gene Seal Cult ones. So yeah, lots of stuff on the channel to look forward to. And yeah, we're going to have a few sort of practice D&D games before we stream anything for that. But they won't be sort of frequent. Unfortunately, everything's just sort of as and when. Just can't plan anything in advance. And certainly can't do stuff on a weekly basis very easily as on a schedule. But yeah, I'm mainly just following the picture in the transfer sheet. So there we go. Move that up a little bit. There we go. That's cool. So what do you think about Beastman? I really hope they would join the Destruction. I mean, it makes sense for them to be Destruction, but they've always been Chaos Beasts, haven't they? So they have to sort of stay in with Chaos. I like that they're sort of piling other sort of beasts and monsters in with them. So they've got like Zangors, Jabberslives. I got a Jabberslife actually. I really need to paint that up. That's a really cool miniature. Interesting to see what other stuff in there. I love the Shagoffs. I think they're great. And the new stuff is okay. I just wanted a bit more. I would have loved to have seen more. They got like that terrain piece thing, and they got some endless spells. But I really think they should have at least done a couple of heroes for them in plastic. It'd be interesting to see what gets reboxed up. And I think they've already got to start collecting, haven't they? Yeah, I would like to see more. I had an Astro Granite here somewhere. I swear I did. Yeah, it's there. Yeah, the Beastmen, I do like them, but I won't collect them. When I saw that that bull endless spell, I was hoping it would be for like Chaos Dwarfs, and they were going to do a Chaos Dwarf release. That would have been amazing. Or the Legion of Asgoth, or whatever they're called now. I was also tempted to collect them, even though they'll cost a small fortune. Maybe one day. I've got the Blood Bowl team when they went up on like 1 week only thing. Yeah, the Ender spells are lovely. They do look great. The little birds could be quite cool for Razorwing Flocks for the Dark Eldar as well. Okay, Harry says, I need your advice. I'm planning to start an ice destruction themed army. I saw that on Facebook. Ice weapons are really vibrant. The skin is also bluish though. Any colour to break up them blues. Ooh. Yeah, because you're gonna have, I would have your skin as really pale, and then maybe a brighter blue on your weapons. You could even go darker on your weapons, but yeah, if it was me and I was doing that, I would certainly real pale skin, sort of go for almost white, and that should hopefully break up. Use some oranges in there maybe. They contrast really well with blue. If you can get away with any oranges and any little bits, or maybe have like, or instead of painting like bright orange, if you've got any metal bits, do them rusty, and then like the orange from the rust will complement the blue really well, and that should help break them up as well. Yeah, mine are sort of snow and ice themed. My fire belly is more like an ice belly. Lovely, lovely miniature. I got him from Warhammer World when I visited. I haven't done a live stream since I've been there. Absolutely loved it there. Would go again. In fact, I didn't come out with that 500 quiz web stuff. Made me feel a little bit strange. It's the sort of place you go to and you just, your brain sort of says you should spend a lot of money here because you won't be here again for a while. And then the good part of your brain, the sensible part, says don't be stupid. I still spent about 150 quid, but you don't get much for that. They just have boxes of like Reaver Titans you could just pick up. Orange is a really good idea because I don't want them to look exactly as my White Walkers undead. 5,000 points, I'm tired of ice colours, but I love them. Haha. Yeah, that's true. You ought to do something to make them different. So, yeah, sort of like a rust or an orange or something. Definitely what I would do. I'm very into like the complementary colours. That's why I've done like red cabling. I know it's not strictly the complementary of blue. Orange is, but red works quite well also. And like my yellow knight, I did purple for the cabling because that complements the yellow. So I've got about 10 minutes left. I should have started this basin a bit later, but I don't really know much else to do. I'll little dry brush on the cables. Nice. And the rim will end up just being black. Yeah, it's a very boring astrogranite, but obviously once it's dry, I'll add little rocks and little bits of flock and stuff. I think it's time for you to make a colour tutorial vid volume 2 because I have the same trouble with any army 3 to 4 colours max and looks boring. Yeah, I should do an update of that video. That was very basic. I've probably learnt a little bit more since then, and I have more miniatures to show off as examples. I hate all these little bits you get from the transfer sheets once you've used them. Yeah, they just stick to everything when they're wet. Got little bits of armour plates lying around. I've got some others. There. That's the point. We do need to sepia just around the shields and the little chest plate. I'm not sure how I'm going to highlight the gold yet. Probably just a very simple little edge highlight. I really don't like paint and trim that much. Maybe it's because I've just done so much of it lately. Never turns out looking how I want it half the time. So I'm going to be a lot more careful this time. I don't get any on the blue. Because it really doesn't look how I thought it would. But where I have gone over with the ghost tint blue, it looks spot on. They stick to any spot but one I want them in. Yeah. Oh, I got that little chest bit. That is exactly right. Fiddly little things. A little chest bit there. I don't know why the gold's not on there, so just go over that little bit. I hate it when you sort of go around on the next step and you just find a little bit that you just missed or something. No, as I said earlier, I really don't use them that often. I don't really like them that much. Just a little bit around there. Need some ghost tint blue as well. So I could have used a midnight blue actually, and that would have been like a darker one. There we go. Yeah, these ghost tints are they're kind of like sort of ink, really. I don't know exactly what they are, but they sort of have this inky consistency. And when you spray them over black, they don't show up on the black, so you can have these little effects where you have like whites and greys, and then they'll sort of tint the whites and greys but leave the black how they were. I think all sorts of nice effects with them, but I only really like using the blues. The other colours just don't quite look as nice. I don't have it with me, but I did a little test piece in green as well, which still looked nice, but the blue just looks better, especially with the gold. It's really nice. Okay. So I started a couple of minutes late, so we've got about 4 or 5 minutes left. But it's not a great deal more I'm going to be doing on the night, so I can show them off. Oh, I was just going to dry brush the cables, weren't I? I'm going to use some Evil Sun Scarlet. And another good thing about his makeup brushes as well, like this one's like bone dry again already, where I find with like the GW brushes and stuff, this is a base one now, it's like solid as a rock, but once you've dry brushed with them, and you rinse them out, they stay wet for a long time, and then you can't really dry brush with them again until the next day. So yeah, highly recommend getting just some cheap makeup brushes to dry brush with. I wish I'd done it sooner. And of course there's loads of different sizes in the pack, which is really handy. So yeah, just I've got to be very careful I don't get all base material on me now. Should have just done that right last. So yeah, we'll just catch these cables ever so slightly. And there's the ones on his face, so just very carefully. Gives a nice little highlight to them. I'm really glad I set this other lamp on. Anyone who was here early on, I didn't have this lamp over here, and essentially the stream looked like that. So God, can you imagine if I'd done 2 hours of that? So yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it. So So as I said earlier on, during the show I did post a picture of him onto our Snapchat and Instagram story. Just Bitzbox, any social media that we're on, just search Bitzbox, you'll find us. So you can see sort of pictures of him there. Obviously once he's done there'll be pictures on Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter and that. So yeah, really happy with that. In other news, I picked up on eBay this big Stormcast Primarch for 20 euros. Chaos Dwarf Cannon, 25 euros, nice. Ogre Lead Belters and Ogre Cannon for 30 euros. Nice, you got some bargains there. You have to send us over some pictures of the big Stormcast guy. He sounds interesting. So I'd love to see them. Nice, I'm jealous of you getting a Dwarf Cannon, Chaos Dwarf Cannon. For so cheap. So yeah, okay. So that's where I'm gonna leave it for this evening. Thanks to everyone who's joined us, everyone who's watched on YouTube when this goes up on YouTube. Thanks for joining us. I love doing these shows, and I apologise it's been so long. I won't leave it so long for the next one. I forgot how much I enjoyed them, and look how much I've got done. I've just got to do his guns, and he's done. I can't wait. So expect a picture of him up on our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, etc. In a few days' time. So yeah, thanks again everyone. And I will see you all again whenever. And of course look out for other videos on our channel. Okay, so I've got to try and remember how to do this now. There we go.